Long ago, in a peaceful kingdom surrounded by green valleys and rivers that shimmered under the sun, lived a king known for his kindness and wisdom. His people loved him, and even the animals of the forest trusted him. Among them, the king had one dearest companion, a wise and loyal parrot. This parrot wasn't just a pet, he was the king's closest friend, his comfort in loneliness, and his trusted guide when doubts clouded his heart. One morning, the parrot perched beside the king and spoke softly. "Your Majesty, may I visit my old parents? I haven't seen them in a long time." The king's heart grew heavy. The thought of parting with his friend saddened him deeply. Yet he smiled and said, "All right, my friend, go, but promise to return soon." The parrot bowed gratefully and took off, soaring high above forests and rivers until he reached the distant home where his aged parents awaited. Their reunion was filled with tears and laughter. When it was time to leave, his parents handed him a glowing golden fruit and said, "Give this to your king. It is no ordinary fruit. It heals every illness and restores youth to the old." The parrot's heart swelled with excitement. He thanked his parents and began his long flight home. The journey was tiring. Midway through the forest, exhausted, the parrot rested beneath a tree. While he slept, a poisonous snake slithered out from the bushes and took a small bite of the fruit before disappearing. The fruit was now tainted, but the parrot knew nothing of it. When he awoke, he resumed his journey and at last reached the palace. "Your Majesty," he cried with joy, "I've returned. My parents sent this gift for you. Eat it, and you'll remain young and healthy forever." The king's eyes shone with gratitude, but his minister, ever cautious, said, "My lord, we should test it first. What if it's dangerous?" The king hesitated, then agreed. A servant was called, and a small piece of the fruit was given to him. Moments later, the servant gasped and fell lifeless to the ground. Shock swept through the court. The king's joy turned into rage. "This parrot has betrayed me. He tried to poison his own king. Execute him immediately." The parrot cried out, "Your Majesty, please, I would never harm you." But his pleas fell on deaf ears. The loyal parrot was killed, his heart pure, his intentions misunderstood. The remaining fruit was thrown outside the palace walls. Days passed. From that very spot, a tree began to grow, tall and strong, bearing fruits that gleamed like gold. The king, still bitter, ordered, "No one must eat from this tree. Its fruit brings death." But destiny had its own plan. One afternoon, an old and weary couple wandered near the palace. Hungry and tired, they saw the shining fruit and plucked one to eat. Soon they fell asleep beneath the tree. When they awoke, they were astonished. Their wrinkles had vanished, their backs were straight, and they felt young again. The news spread like wildfire. When the king heard of it, disbelief filled his heart. To be sure, he summoned one of his old, sick courtiers and offered him the fruit. Moments after eating it, the court watched in awe as the man's bent back straightened, his pale skin regained color, and his weak voice grew strong. The fruit was truly magical. The truth struck the king like lightning. His face turned pale as realization washed over him. "The parrot was innocent," he whispered. "He brought this gift for me, and I killed him." The king walked to the tree, his eyes filled with tears. He touched its bark gently and said, "My loyal friend, I wronged you. In my anger, I silenced the one who loved me most." From that day, he kept the tree as a sacred reminder, a symbol of wisdom born from regret. He often told his people, "Do not make decisions in anger. Do not judge without knowing the truth. The one you doubt today might be the one who loves you the most." This story reminds us that true wisdom lies not in quick judgment, but in patience and understanding. When emotions rise, our minds grow blind. In haste, we speak words we can't take back and make choices that bring endless regret. The king's greatest mistake was not his anger, it was his failure to listen. In life, those who love us most may be the ones we misunderstand the deepest. So before you act, pause. Before you speak, breathe. Before you decide, ask your heart, not just your head. Because once an innocent heart is broken, no apology can bring it back. And remember, regret always speaks loudest when the innocent fall silent.